You probably think a heart attack means sudden, intense chest pain and collapsing to the ground. Wrong. Especially for women over 60, a heart attack can look very different. Sometimes it shows up as small, subtle signs. So subtle that 90% of people completely ignore them. And just like that, the chance to survive slips away in just a matter of minutes. This video breaks down 10 silent but deadly symptoms of a heart attack, as warned by the American Heart Association. If you're a woman over 60, or if someone you love is, please watch this now. Symptom 1. Unusual, long-lasting fatigue. One of the most overlooked signs of a heart attack in middle-aged women. Have you ever felt so drained that you just had to lie down even though you didn't do anything strenuous all day? It's not because you didn't sleep well. It's not because you overworked yourself. It's that deep, bone-level exhaustion, like something inside your body is quietly pulling every ounce of energy out of you, little by little. Many women over 60 have experienced this exact feeling. And the scary part? Most of them brushed it off, blaming their age, the weather, or simply spending too much time running after the grandkids. Some said they thought the exhaustion was just from a trip to the grocery store or cooking dinner for the family. But when they ended up in the hospital, doctors told them, "You had a heart attack 2 days ago." This kind of silent heart attack in women doesn't quite come with the dramatic chest pain or screaming for help. It comes as a quiet, lingering tiredness that feels harmless. Why is this symptom so dangerous? Because it doesn't come with pain or shortness of breath. It's easy to ignore, but on the inside, your arteries might already be narrowing hour by hour. And by choosing to rest instead of getting checked out, you could be missing the golden window to stop a full-blown heart attack. Don't look away just yet, because the next sign is even easier to misunderstand than fatigue, and it often shows up right after. Symptom 2. A vague ache in your back, shoulder, or neck. There are days you wake up feeling sore in your left shoulder with a dull ache in your upper back or tightness in your neck. Most people chalk it up to sleeping wrong or mild muscle strain from light activity. But for middle-aged women, this could be a quiet warning sign from a heart in distress. According to experts at the Mayo Clinic, especially Dr. Sharon Hayes. Pain that spreads from the back or shoulder isn't always about muscles. For women, it's often an early sign of a heart attack. Why? Because the blood flow to the heart is being gradually blocked without causing the classic chest-clutching pain you often see in men. And that's exactly why it gets ignored. Many women don't get checked out until it's too late. It happens a lot when women are doing chores, bending over in the garden, or simply driving a long distance. They feel a slight tightness or mild discomfort in their shoulder and figure it's nothing. Maybe they pop a painkiller and keep going. But hours later, they could collapse. Because the pain wasn't muscular, it was the heart crying for help. Search terms like pain in upper back, shoulder blade pain, and neck discomfort in women are on the rise among viewers over 55. Why? Because these female heart attack symptoms are so easy to misread. If you've ever seen a loved one, or even yourself, go through these strange but lingering aches with no clear cause, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment. Your story might help someone else stop brushing it off. The more people know the real heart attack symptoms in women, the more lives can be saved. And if you think a little back or shoulder pain isn't something to worry about, just wait for the next symptom. Because there's one that's incredibly common, yet 9 out of 10 people still ignore it. Symptom 3. Nausea, bloating, or loss of appetite. You think it's your stomach, when it could actually be your heart. If you woke up one morning feeling bloated, a little nauseous, or just not hungry, what would you think? Most women over 60 would probably say something like, "Must have eaten too much last night," or "Maybe I'm catching a bug." Very few would think, "Could this be a heart attack?" But the truth is, it absolutely could. According to the American Heart Association, female heart attack symptoms often look very different from those in men, It is not always the crushing chest pain or collapsing to the floor like you see on TV. In women, it often starts with vague signs: nausea, stomach discomfort, feeling full or bloating, things that are far too easy to ignore. Carol, a 58-year-old woman from Ohio, shared about her 62-year-old sister. She just said, "I feel off, like I have indigestion." A few hours later, her sister collapsed in the car on the way to the hospital and never woke up. Stories like this happen more often than we think. Because women tend to care for others first, they often overlook their own symptoms. They push through it, assuming it's just a stomach issue or part of getting older. But when it comes to the heart, even a few minutes of delay can mean no turning back. Dr. Sharon Hayes from the Mayo Clinic emphasized, women's symptoms of a heart attack are often described differently, and that makes them easier to misinterpret. Have you ever felt off, bloated, or nauseous without knowing why, and brushed it off while continuing to care for your husband, kids, or grandkids? If this has ever happened to you or someone you love, leave a comment below. Because knowing the early heart attack warning signs doesn't just give you another day. It gives you the chance to live that day well, fully, and with the people who matter most. And don't go anywhere. Because the next symptom? Many women mistake it for just aging, but it might be your heart quietly sounding the alarm before a major heart attack strikes. Symptom 4. Unexplained restlessness or anxiety. When your heart is sounding the alarm and you're not listening. Have you ever felt this way? Nothing is actually happening, but you just can't sleep. You can't sit still. There's this strange, heavy feeling of unease in your chest, like something bad is coming and you don't know why. Barbara, 68, shared her story. "I didn't know what was wrong. I just couldn't sleep or settle down for days. It felt like something was coming." And it was. 3 days later, she was rushed to the hospital with a full-blown heart attack. This isn't just anxiety or nerves. According to cardiologists, female heart attack symptoms can show up in ways most people don't expect, like ongoing restlessness, unexplained anxiety, or insomnia. These are real heart attack warning signs, especially in women, even when there's no obvious chest pain or tightness. Your nervous system is trying to tell you something quietly. The question is, are you listening? In many American families, women over 60 are the glue that holds everything together. Mothers, grandmothers, caregivers. They're used to worrying about everyone else. They rarely put themselves first, so when they start feeling anxious, exhausted, or just off, they brush it off. It's probably just stress. I just need a good night's sleep. But no. Sometimes what you're feeling is a symptom of a heart attack in disguise. Don Ori Onda Tiop, forget to hit like if you think this message matters and share this with a woman you love. Because sometimes a woman's intuition is more than just a feeling, it's a survival signal. Symptom 5. Shortness of breath during light activity. Have you ever felt breathless while doing something simple like making your bed, watering the plants, or just chatting on the phone? Not the kind of exhaustion from overexertion, but that sudden, unsettling feeling of being unable to catch your breath, as if something is pressing down on your chest. It happens to many people over 60, but unfortunately, it's often ignored. Mild shortness of breath during routine tasks is not something to take lightly. Cardiologists warn that this could be a sign your heart is weakening, and your lungs are working harder to compensate. When your heart can't pump blood effectively, your organs don't get enough oxygen, causing that breathless sensation even during light activities. This might be an early warning of heart failure or even a pre-heart attack symptom that most people never suspect. What makes it more dangerous is that it doesn't usually come with pain. That's why many people confuse it with fatigue from aging, poor sleep, or stress. Some seniors brush it off thinking, "I'm just getting old," and ignore it for weeks, until it becomes something much more serious. But had they gotten their heart checked sooner, they might have avoided a dangerous event altogether. If you or a loved one is over 60, Pay close attention to breathlessness, especially if it happens during simple, everyday tasks. It might not just be passing fatigue. It could be your heart whispering for help. And sometimes noticing something as small as this can be the one thing that saves a life. And there's still one more symptom, perhaps the easiest to overlook. It's not even physical, but it's one of the most common silent warnings before a heart attack. Can you guess what it is? Symptom 6, cold sweats. There are moments when your body suddenly breaks out in a cold sweat, even though you're not hot. You're sitting calmly in a cool room, not exercising, not stressed, yet your shirt is soaked, your hands and feet feel icy, and a strange, restless feeling creeps in without warning. It's quiet. It doesn't hurt. And that's exactly why so many people ignore it. But cardiologists warn, unexplained cold sweats can be one of the body's most urgent signs. A heart attack could be on the way. Unlike hot flashes often seen in menopause, heart-related cold sweats don't follow any environmental trigger. Many people think it's just the air conditioning, dehydration, or skipping a meal. But in reality, your body is sending out a warning. Something is wrong with your circulation. When blood flow becomes unstable, your nervous system reacts by activating sweat glands, causing your body to sweat and feel chilled, even if you're at rest. It's your heart's way of whispering that it's in distress. According to reports from several cardiology hospitals in the U.S., many patients arrived at the emergency room experiencing cold sweats, rapid heartbeat, and a sense of unease, only to suffer a heart attack just minutes later. This shows that the body often gives warnings in advance. The question is whether we're paying attention. For middle-aged adults, especially those over 60, distinguishing between ordinary symptoms and early signs of heart trouble is critically important. So if you've ever had unexplained cold sweats, especially when accompanied by restlessness, a racing heart, or unexplained fatigue, don't ignore it. It could be your body's way of telling you that something is seriously wrong. Symptom 7, sudden dizziness. You're doing chores around the house, maybe washing dishes, folding laundry, or just bending down to pick something up. And out of nowhere your head spins. Your vision blurs for a few seconds. The room feels like it tilts just a bit. You pause and tell yourself, maybe I got up too fast, or I probably didn't sleep well last night. But if that dizzy feeling keeps coming back, even briefly, don't brush it off. Lightheadedness, especially in women over 60, can be a sign that your brain isn't getting enough oxygen. And the deeper reason, your heart may not be pumping blood efficiently. When your heart begins to weaken, the blood flow to your brain drops. The brain reacts instantly with sensations like dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea, or even a slight loss of balance. What makes this tricky is that these female heart attack symptoms are often vague. They're easy to mistake for fatigue, mild dehydration, or a dip in blood pressure. But for older adults, especially women, these barely there signs can actually be the early warning signs of a silent heart attack. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic have warned, brief dizziness is one of the most overlooked heart attack symptoms in women. Soros, if you've ever felt yourself go a little floaty while doing everyday things, don't ignore it, write it down. Track how often it happens, and especially if it shows up along with other symptoms of a heart attack like unexplained fatigue, nausea, or cold sweats. Your body is trying to tell you something. Don't wait until it's no longer a gentle wave of dizziness, but a full-blown storm of chest pain. Have you ever felt anything like this before? Share your story in the comments, because what you say might just help someone else recognize the heart attack signs they've been missing. Symptom 8. Prolonged insomnia. Linda, 63 years old, lived alone in Florida after her husband passed away. She had never had heart problems. Every morning she walked for 30 minutes, ate light, healthy meals, and got regular checkups. All her test results came back normal, but for nearly 2 months, Linda couldn't sleep. She told her daughter, "I don't get it. My eyes are so tired, but the moment I lie down, I'm wide awake. I'm not thinking about anything, but my whole body feels restless, and my heart pounds at night. Her daughter thought it was just loneliness. She bought herbal teas, changed Linda's mattress, even set up an essential oil diffuser, but nothing helped. Then one night in April, Linda called and said, "Something just feels off." At 4 a.m., she had a heart attack in her sleep. No time to call an ambulance. Afterward, the doctor said something that stunned the entire family. Her insomnia was a sign her heart was starting to weaken, but without obvious chest pain or shortness of breath, no one saw it coming. Linda wasn't the only one. Many women over 60 experience persistent insomnia without clear causes. No stress, no diagnosed health issue. And according to cardiologists, this can be the nervous system's early response when the heart starts to falter. When your heart isn't pumping blood efficiently, your body senses it. And often sleep is one of the first places that signal shows up. You toss and turn. You wake suddenly in the middle of the night. You feel a strange restlessness. But there's no obvious symptom to make you suspect your heart. A study from Columbia University found that women who suffer from regular insomnia are 38% more likely to experience a heart attack. Even if they don't smoke or have any history of heart disease, so if you, or your mother, your wife, or someone close to you, has been dealing with unexplained insomnia, take it seriously. Don't just blame it on aging. Don't chalk it up to anxiety. Because sometimes a sleepless night is your heart whispering for help. And we can't afford to let insomnia be the final chapter in a story that could still be rewritten.